I remember when I was a little kid, growing up in Michigan, my aunt used to take me to see all these scary movies, her and her friends, when I was little. I remember we used to go to these theaters back there downtown, one of the big cities there. We used to go to the Palms Theater, the Adams, and the Fox Theater. She'd take me to see all those scary movies. Like that was in, I want to say, the early 80s and stuff, when there was movies out like called The Boogans, Friday the 13th was just kicking off, and it was a whole lot of those horror flicks. And she used to just take me to see them all the time, scared the living daylights out of me. I used to sit there in the movie theater with my coat or jacket on, cover my eyes, speculating all the scary parts and bad parts of the movies. But she kind of tortured me through those years, taking me to see all those movies that I shouldn't have seen as a little kid. But I enjoyed it. That actually was fun times looking back on it. You know, going downtown in the city to go see some of these movies. And I want to say it was the Adams Theater. I think it was the Adams Theater in downtown. I remember when Purple Rain first came out. That's my last memory of that movie theater. And the line was wrapped around a block for everyone to get inside and see the movie. And that was a pretty cool experience. That was back in the day when they used to have the curtain covering the movie theater, and they pull the curtain back when it was showtime. The last time I saw that happen was when the first Mortal Kombat came out, and I saw that at one of the movie theaters, and that was pretty cool. Added to the experience when they pulled back the curtains, you know, it was showtime. So yeah, that was pretty cool. That was my experience with, you know, seeing some of the old horror movies at the movie theaters. And, you know, be honest, sometimes what would fear me more than anything was a mixture of the smell of popcorn and, saying it nicely, the smell like someone went to the bathroom on themselves when in the movie theater. So that kind of added to the suspense. It was like, oh man, is this movie this scary? Is there so many scary parts in here where people kind of crap their pants, so to speak? I don't mean to be gross, but I just remember that smell walking into those movie theaters. But yeah, and I remember some of the little corny movies that came out also. You know, we had one called, I don't know if you remember, I think it was called like When the Screaming Starts or When the Screaming Stops, something like that. It was supposed to be the scariest movie. It was supposed to scare you to death, and that's what they used to say in the ads on there. This movie is going to scare you more than any other movie that you've seen. And it had some kind of thing in the movie where the screen flashed red when there was a scary part coming up, and I remember them giving you these little white barf bags to throw up in, but the movie wound up just being hilarious. I mean, it was a laugher. It was just badly directed. It was like one of the worst movies of all time, but I do remember the screen flashing on the quote-unquote scary parts to give you a warning, so that way you knew when it was time to hide up under your coat so you didn't have to see it. And also I remember growing up that, you know, we had bedtimes back in the day. You didn't have all that entertainment and stuff. So your bedtime be like 9 o'clock. So a lot of times you wind up watching like the first half of certain movies, and you wouldn't see the ending of them because it was your bedtime. And my family used to torment me because I'd be in the bed sleeping. All you could hear was screaming and hollering from all these horror movies that they were watching on TV. So that was an experience in itself. You know, one time I remember my mom told me to go to bed, and I stayed up a little bit past my bedtime, and I was watching like the end part of Carrie. Now I know some of y'all can relate to this too if you've seen that movie for the first time and you don't know what to expect. But that end of the movie, me and my hard-headed self stayed up and watched it. And you know the scene I'm talking about where the hand came out of the grave? I think I went into shock when I saw that. That was the first time I ever went into shock in my life, and the only time I ever went into shock that I can remember in my life. That scared the crap out of me. I turned that TV off so quick and ran and got into bed. And you know, then there was another scary thing that I did too. It was a Sunday morning, and this happened a few years ago when that movie Mama came out. I don't know if it was the original trailer or the short film or the previews or something like that. I was watching on YouTube, and I had my headphones plugged in, real good quality headphones, picked up on all the noise and all the sound. And I remember sitting there going, wow, this is pretty cool. I think this is something that, we're going to go check out and see. And there was some scene in there where the lady started coming up the stairs and the door closed to the room. And in those headphones, I scared the bejesus out of me. I was like, holy crap. And I snatched them headphones off my head, ran back, jumped in the bed. I mean, it scared the crap out of me watching that preview on that movie. And then also, there's some movies that I really don't care to see again. They kind of made me feel weird, scared the crap out of me. Some of them went overboard and went too far. And a lot of these, I could care less if I ever see them again. The most recent one that I could think of was I'll watch this one, but there's some parts in there that kind of you're gonna see, and people are gonna come to the same reaction, I guess, that I had. It's like certain things you shouldn't cross the line with in movies. I mean, some stuff happening there that should have been rated X, not for sex, but for just what happened in the movie. Is not sexual at all, but it just was something that it makes you feel uneasy, put it that way, in a movie. So not from a sexual standpoint, it's just something that is pretty graphic, but I'm gonna leave that one alone. Pretty good movie, by the way, but it's just some disturbing scenes in there. Those of you that saw the movie know what the heck I'm talking about. Another movie I won't dare watch again is The Devil's Rejects. That was a little too realistic to me. It just kind of gave you the creeps. Something about that movie took you into the movie if you were actually part of it. And on that note, talking about The Devil's Rejects, there was another one. I want to say it was called Vacancy. Here's a spoiler alert for those of you that haven't seen it yet, but those of you that have, the scene where they kind of ripped the guy apart with the 18-wheeler, that was just, that wasn't cool. That wasn't cool. That was something I wish I could unsee, and it actually scared the hell out of me too. I mean, that is a pretty dark movie, and you will never look at staying in hotels on the first level again after seeing that movie, believe me. Another movie that I don't care to see again is Heredity. That was just totally weird. That's one movie I don't desire to ever see again. That was one of the weirdest movies I ever seen, was Heredity. And there's another one that I can't think of, but I'll put it in the comment section when it comes to me, or I'll put a little addition here in the video if it comes to me. But the one where they ate the little baby, that was Ed Harris was in it, and I can't think of the other people in it. I can't think of the name of that movie. That's why I could care less to see it again. But that was some weird crap there as well. The Strangers freaked me out because it seemed too realistic, like something like that could actually happen. It Chapter 2, spoiler alert, turn it down now. But the part where he ate the guy in the beginning of the movie was really creepy. That was creepy. And staying with the It theme was when he pulled the boy in the sewer, and the garage scene where they were watching the makeshift video projector, and Pennywise came through the screen. That was kind of creepy. But I mean, I could live with watching those. It and It Chapter 2. I can live with checking those out. Also on my list of movies that are I kind of don't care to put my eyes on again is In Dreams. I will not watch that movie. That movie creeped the hell out of me. Robert Downey Jr. was a good actor in there. That was one of his earlier films, but that, was very disturbing. I mean, I'll put that in my top 3 disturbing movies that I've seen. That's up there with Heredity and The Devil's Rejects and The Strangers. I mean, those are some that I don't care to sit down and watch again because they make you feel very uneasy inside. And one of the other movies here, this is the last movie that kind of had an ending that you didn't expect. Kind of like Arlington Road had an ending where the hero doesn't always win. But The Believers, not the old one, but there's a more recent one where the guys are abducted and placed in an underground bunker, so to speak, by this cult. But it's a pretty darn good movie. It's a pretty good movie to watch. It's pretty good, but the ending has a twist that kind of messes with your head, and it's like, wow, did this really happen? So those are just a few of the movies that I could care less to see again that are, I believe, crossed the edge. And as I mentioned before, the ones that really crossed the line for me was Doctor Sleep, Heredity, The Devil's Rejects, The Strangers, and In Dreams. Those are the top ones that are, that are kind of too close to reality for me. But I hope you enjoy this word search or this word scramble here. This is dedicated to Halloween, and hope you guys stay safe this Halloween. I know trick or treating is kind of like off the list of things to do, I guess, this year. I guess that's going to be limited, if any. So just curl up, watch a scary movie. Not any of these that I said. Don't watch unless you're really daring and you really want to creep yourself out. But just stay safe this Halloween season, and we appreciate you visiting our page, and enjoy the puzzle. Thank you.